I guess I got to start by saying I'm helping to represent the concept behind CAN personally. The spirit of CAN is founded and run solely by a man named Andy Bestwick out of Kaloa. And he basically does fundraising in a big way for Wilcox. He came up with the concept as a brand idea. The concept behind it was fascinating to me, and the way I got involved with Andy was literally I needed a black hat. And I also liked the very simple word can. I just loved it. Not so much as a positive affirmation, but as a reality check. It doesn't mean that there's no such thing as bad or negative things or things like that. It means that you can make a plan and make steps forward to achieve goals or change your goals and get to a destination, something that you're working towards in the future that might seem unattainable. So that's the idea behind CAN. There's a hierarchy of needs that was discussed by a man named Maslow that addresses the fact that you need to be able to look after yourself on a mental and physical plane. You need to be able to have a community. You need to be able to have these certain basic needs in life met: safety, health, love, respect, things like that. So then you can go on to achieve bigger and better things in life. So I met Andy because I ordered a hat. And when the hat came in the mail, it came with a message that asked me if there was anything that he could do for me. And I had never seen anything like that before. I'd worked in retail. I worked for big name companies in the past. I worked in the surf industry, things like that. Never, ever had I seen anybody send a follow-up personal message saying, thank you for your order. Is there anything else that we can do for you? He wasn't selling me anything. He was genuinely asking me if I had any needs. That I don't know. It was amazing. So I wrote him back, said, yeah, I need more hats. And basically we got together. He started telling me that he had a dream about a mural painting with his concept on it because he was worried that the brand was taking off and that the concept was being left behind. And I said, that's funny. I'm a mural painter. And we snowballed from there. We ended up doing a can mural along Umi Street there off of Rice Street. It's a giant octopus that has a brain that says can on it. And it addresses that hierarchy of needs. And so that's where my relationship with can started, was basically bridging that gap for Andy between the brand, the retail stuff that was taking off through Deja Vu and other shops and going to other islands and even off island at this point. Wanted to make sure that that concept was alive and well behind it. So that's the idea of Spirit of Can. And then as this pandemic set in, as an artist, I got involved with a big week-long international mural festival. It was the first one of its kind where 800 plus artists around the world painted a mural at home using resources that they already had. So the idea was stay at home, don't go out shop for paints and materials, brushes and things like that. Use what you have leftovers, paint a mural at home, and give it an environmental theme. It was called Home. It was a mural festival put on by Pangea Seed and Seawalls and some groups out of Australia and New Zealand. So for that week, we were broadcasting live murals from 800 different locations in 60 different countries, and we were all watching each other paint. There were broadcasts, there were interviews, all this thing, and all of a sudden, it just made me feel connected, not only to a broader community, but then sitting here and I got all this beautiful community here that's not feeling very connected right now. We were all isolated socially and still are. And so we had to get creative with ways to connect with people. And I wanted to continue with that Spirit of Can message because that's resiliency in a nutshell there. And so I contacted Andy. I said, let's go ahead and start contacting people in the community, some of your can ambassadors, people like that. Let's talk about some of the hard things that they've been through because that's reality. And let's then see how they've adjusted, what kind of changes that they've had to make. And then we can then talk about how their goals have changed and maybe what new goals that they have based on the current circumstances. So we've kicked this thing off, and every week or so we get in a couple of live interviews and do these conversations live on the Spirit of Can. And then later we pull them down and put them up on a YouTube page. We're exploring ideas of doing podcasts and things like that. I never personally thought I'd be doing anything like it, but I'm hosting these things And even at the end of a really long day, I host a conversation and I come out of it feeling so much better. All of these people have been so inspiring. They've all been through difficult things. They all have stories, and they all have the spirit of can and resiliency in them, just like every one of us. So we're interviewing all kinds of people, people that are well known, people that are high school students. We just want to get that nice, beautiful picture of the broad scope of resiliency that we particularly have here in our Kauai community. Because Kauai is an incredible place in the world. It's one of the most incredible places in the world. And I am so grateful to be such a long-term guest here and to be able to have a home and have my roots and my family started here. I'm honored to be a part of this community, and I just want everybody to know that the world is changing. It's not just Kauai. I hear people here saying that it's just not the same here, but it's not the same anywhere. And what you have here is priceless. It's paramount that you understand that. This is a good place, and it's not because of how picturesque it is. It's not the palm trees. It's not the waves. It's the people. It's the community. It's the kupa'a. If you would like to get in touch with anyone through the Spirit of Can, go straight to the Spirit of Can, first of all. That'd be spiritofcan.com or Spirit of Can on Instagram and Facebook. Andy has also started a side page called The Science of Can, and his idea behind that was to focus a little bit more on the concepts of the Spirit of Can, whereas the Spirit of Can page focuses more on their branding. If you'd like to get involved as far as looking for a sponsorship or something like that, that's definitely the way to go. Send him a message there straight through any of those pages. If you'd like to get in touch with me, I'm happy to help direct some of those questions or see if there's any answers that I can give you too. My name is Seth Womble, and you can get through to me at my webpage at sethwomble.com. Or my Instagram is Seth Creates, but it's a weird one because there's an 8 in there, but you'll see me standing on a big red buoy in my photo. That's sort of my trademark. My name is Seth Womble. I just wanted to say, Kauai, you're doing a great job. I believe in you. You have the resilience. You have the can. Thank you for appreciating each other. Keep up the good work. I'm the king of the swingers, the jungle VIP. I've reached the top and I had to stop. That's what's bothering me. I wanna be the man in man cub and stroll right into the town. It'll be just like the other man. Hey, I'm tired of monkeying around. Ooh, do, Kauai, I love you. Like you, talk like you.